What up, Chicken Nuggets? Tyler, your Sports Cards Are Dope podcast. And today we're going to talk about what has now become the holiest of grails in the sports card collecting hobby. That's all right. We're talking about a $13 million, not doll hair, for all you people that watched Dumb and Dumber, the prequel to Dumb and Dumber. This is the largest sale in the history of sports cards. And I want to give you a few reasons why I think it went for almost $13 million. All right, so quick recap of what happened. A 2007-2008, which, by the way, I think is annoying to have to do the dashes. Let's just call it the number it started. 2007 Upper Deck Exquisite Dual Logo Automan. One of one. PSA 6, keep that in mind for later, sold at Heritage Auctions for $12.93 million. This broke, it had Kobe. It had Jordan. Let me saw it over so you can see it. It had Kobe. It had Jordan. It had their Logoman from jerseys they wore in games. And it had their autographs on it. Beautifully done. You're like, well, what if it had LeBron on it too? That'd be incredible, but there ain't no room for signatures. And it looks weird to sign a Logoman, okay? This beats the previous, what we thought was like, that's insane, that sold. It was a 1952 Mickey Mantle SGC 9.5 that sold for $12.6 million, okay? Granted, we know there are 3 PSA 10 Mickey Mantle, 52 mantles, and we know those like would sell for 30, 40 million or more. After this, I'm thinking it'd sell for 50 to 60 million. They would sell for more, but they're not up for sale, and they have not been there's not been a public sale of them since the price reached that, okay? This is literally, I think, y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, this is the second largest sports, like, if you want to consider it memorabilia category in the Venn diagram. This is the second largest sale of all time behind the Babe Ruth jersey from when he called a shot. It sold for $24.1 million, okay? So I know you guys have seen the story. It's all over the socials, if you will. It ended a couple days ago. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, what can we take from this as collectors? What is number one, the reason it happened? And then what can we view this as far as like this industry that we love and we enjoy? And yes, it's a hobby, but it's also a business. Okay. They go hand in hand. You can't help it. That's how things work. All right. So these are some of the reasons I think 5 reasons. I'll give you 5 reasons that made this card go for almost 13. I'm just going to say 13 million. Can we incorporate like shipping and handling? Let's say the shipping and handling is in there and it's 13 mil because it's easier to say. Why did this happen? I got 5 reasons, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments on why you think it went so high. So number one is you have 2 player bases colliding. MJ and Kobe, correct me if I'm wrong, they're the most collected players in sports cards. That be Brady, Gretzky, Steph, LeBron. There are more people collecting them. We know this because there are literally Lakers fans who don't identify as Lakers fans. They identify as Kobe fans, all right? Jordan, Kobe, the 2 most like numerically collected players in all of sports cards are combined into one. Is the Marvel crossover of the most popular. It'd be like a DC Marvel crossover. The 2 most popular franchises with the most movies, the most money, the most people that watch, most fans, crossover. First off, how sick would it be if there was a Star Wars / Harry Potter crossover? How do we make that happen, Jesse Gibson? Sports boy, get on this. All right, dude, we need to make that happen. Follow your heart. Like Kelly Clarkson said, we got to figure this thing out, okay? So you've got twice the competition. Remember, keep this in mind, guys, because we always forget this. We look at it, look at the comp. Look at the comp. Here's the deal. A comp exists when it goes on bids because not 1,000 people wanted it, because 2 people battled it out and one person paid a little higher than the other person. That means that someone else was willing to pay just under $12.93 million for this. I would love to say it was me, but I didn't have my eBay account linked, and so I just couldn't sign in. So it was going to be me. I was going to snipe that mug last minute. Boop. Couldn't do it. And so that's what happens. When you have these big bids, it's not for every customer once it gets to a certain point. It's for probably a handful of 5 to 10 people in the world who are interested and have the means to be able to purchase something like this. And so whether they were an MJ mostly fan and they want a Kobe, or Kobe fan and want MJ, doesn't matter. You've got 2 of those battling it out. Literally, when I do like whatnot sales, a lot of times I'll toss in, like if I do cheaper cards, I'll toss in 3 players, like 3 random players for the sale, because somebody might want one of them, but if there's no one else in the room, that wants that, it's going to go for $1. And so you at least want two people to fight over it. And so this just expands the amount of people, whereas the super duper Richie Riches, Macaulay Culkins, maybe they wanted, like there was like 5 people that could have afforded to pay for it if it was a MJ multi-million-dollar card. But then there's another 3 to 4 that are going to battle it out for a Kobe, and then the 2 richest battled it out for it. So that's number one. You're combining those 2 popular fan bases. The second reason is because it is such a unique logo patch. It's not just like a regular, oh, they wore it in their 3rd game of the year in 1992. It is such a unique patch because of the Jordan one. The Jordan one, it's like, if you look at it, it's got the Kobe. I don't know if I forget to edit and throw it in here if you're watching this on YouTube, sorry. But you got the Kobe one that is like your traditional logo man. But then the Jordan is white with gold. Jerry West is gold on it. And the reason is because it's celebrating the 50th anniversary of the NBA. And so not only is it 2 logo men, you got this like unique, super unique MJ. And I don't think I've ever seen another on even just like a solo MJ logo man. I've never even seen his like with the white, yellow 50th anniversary one. That was the 96-97 season, which the 96 Bulls, besides the Warriors, 2016 Warriors, like they're like arguably the best team of all time. You're like, oh, they needed to win the ring. Whatever, Steph was hurt. Draymond got expelled. That's how we say it in basketball terms. And Bogut, we forget that Bogut got hurt. He was like their center all year. He got hurt in like the first or second game. So we forget those things. But we remember when LeBron loses Kevin Love and Kyrie, but just throwing that out there. Anywho skis. So it was a really 1996 Bulls 50th anniversary. You're not just talking about the uniqueness of MJ's logo, but the history of basketball is like built into that. That's a whole nother layer in this onion. You've got like literally every player, the 50th anniversary, top 50 players, they had this big thing that represents that year. So you're pulling in Dr. J, Magic, Bird, Wilt, Kareem, Bill Russell, you got Shaq, everybody, like all these people that were up there going into that. Like it's this huge monumental thing encapsulated in the 50th. And then it's on MJ's jersey in the year that he had his best team season ever. Like that is just so many layers to that uniqueness of that logo patch. Number 3, the autographs. Unfortunately, as we all know, Kobe is not signing anything anymore. He did sign a lot before, but he's not signing a lot. Or he's not signing at all anymore because he passed, tragically. You've got him who has no more signatures coming out. So whatever's on there is done. It doesn't matter if you find a cool photo or a cool thing. You can't go to the National and stand in line for 2 hours and get him to sign it. It's done. All right. Then you got MJ, who almost never signs. So scarce with his autos. So you've got 2 most collected. You got one who has no new signatures coming out. And then you got one who is very scarce with the signature. So there's another scarcity thing. Number 4, which I'm going to get you. Number 5's really going to lean into scarcities. 4th reason, and this is Tyler's thoughts, and I would love to know your thoughts. Millennials now have money. Not all millennials, of course. Well, some of us be like, I'm sitting in a rent house, which I am. All right. But millennials now have money. The generations before us, like I feel like they saw this like asset class and they were like, we got to put it into bonds. Or if they had extra money that were outside of that, they'd be like, we're going to buy art. We're going to buy a Warhol painting or this or that. I don't think, and again, I'm only speaking for myself. I know there's still percentages of people that are interested, but it's like where those people when they were younger didn't really care about sports cards. And so that nostalgia didn't matter when they got older and they're in, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and they have money because now, their parents are passing and giving it to them, or they're inheriting it, or they're getting jobs where they actually make and have expendable income. Millennials, again, I think ours took longer because of, the economic state of the world, if you will Smith's son. But like it's like are getting to the age where we now have expendable money. Like sports card stuff, like a lot of people are buying flip. Like I buy sports cards for fun. Like I buy all my stuff's Jordan Poole and Michael Jordan. Like I just collect Jordans. And then I have like randos like Kobe, LeBron, Steph, and some baseball guys. Like I buy them. And like anytime I have cards, I buy it to sell. Like any money, like if I do a collab, I had somebody call me out for doing an Arena Cup collab. They reposted it. I was doing a giveaway. I'm sorry, side note. I was doing a giveaway for Arena Club where I opened up a slab pack and I was like pretending to juke out Kevin Durant's autographed Sonics jersey. And I was like, hey, I'm going to open up a slab pack. And I never told anybody to do a slab pack. I just said, I'm opening a slab pack. And if you share this, I'm giving away a free slap pack, which, by the way, if you go find that post, check it out. I'm wearing a Derek Jeter jersey on top of a soccer jersey. Go share it before it runs out. It's on all of my socials. I'm giving away a $250 slap pack. And somebody shared it to their story, and then they like shared it and said, everybody's selling out these days in the hobby. And I was just like, I usually, when somebody like shares something to the story, unless I miss it, I always reply, just like DM them and say, thank you so much, or thank you. And this person did that, and I go, my bad. And then I said, hope you win the giveaway. I know it's petty, and I don't usually talk about like the rude comments I get, but I thought that was funny. And either they blocked me or they deleted it because it disappeared. But I mean, they shouldn't have tagged me in the repost. And then I was like, well, hope you win. Hope you win a $250 slab pack, griping about it. But I say all that to say, like, when I do collabs, it literally just goes towards me being able to buy more cards. So like, this is not my main job, which that's cool. If people have done this to where it is, like, that's awesome. And it's just where most of any like collabs I do or cards I sell, it just goes in to either buy new cards or it goes into like replenish my debt, because I think I'm at like negative 3,000 still after my Kobe purchase. By the way, if you're still watching, I'm going to show this in every video ever. Kobe EX credentials, love it, no big deal. Thanks, Real 27 guy. And so I just buy to resell, and I think that like that's something I want to spend my extra money on. When I have expendable money, I want to buy cards. And I think our generation, because while my dad grew up and he had cards, but they were like going in his bicycle spokes, I had them and I collected them, and I'm filling out the Beckett, and I'm like doing this, and it was something fun I did with my dad where he'd like sit on the floor and we'd try to get a whole set together. Like, it means something to me. And I think whereas art may have meant something to them because it was this sign of like, you've made it, where for us, while that might be our sign of like, now you've made it, or now you have something cool to show off or something to collect and pass on to your kids, like it's something that's tied in. Whereas I don't give two turds on a popsicle about buying a Warhol or whatever. I don't even know, like Picasso. Like, Picasso's cool and all, but like I wouldn't really care to have his poster or his poster like you buy it at Walmart for $6. Sorry, I wouldn't care to have his stuff hanging in my wall. It would just be like, I'd have to explain it to all of my friends, and then you just sound pretentious. Like, look what I got. So now it's like my buddies come over and like they don't collect cards anymore, but they still are like, hey, can I see your stuff? And like they'll look at a few of the cards, and they'll be, whether they're being nice or not, like at least they can respect the player. Oh, that's a sick autographer. Like, it's players they know and care about, not just some painting. And so it's like, that's our art as millennials. And I think that it's growing even more than like an asset class to like this thing that people see as an actual value that could be long-term. And I think it took us a while. It took us 20 plus years to overcome that because of, the crash in the 90s because of overproduction. But like now we're seeing that. And that brings me to my fifth one. And my fifth reason that I think this sold is because this card represents actual scarcity. And I'm not talking like, oh, Black 101. Like, I have several Black 101 Jordan Pools. I love Jordan Poole. I love it. Look at this. If you're looking on the YouTubes, I have it is a 23 select Jordan Poole Black Finite 1 of 1. You're like, oh, cool. It's a 1 of 1. It's the only one. Look what I have right next to it. Another exact same card, but it's a black, white, gold 1 of 1. It's the exact same card as a 1 of 1. Look at this. I'm holding them up. If you're on YouTube, look at this. If you're not, subscribe. What's up, my guys? Look at this. 2 cards, exact same. And every time I post it, people are like, 2 1 of 1s. How does that make sense? 1 of 1, this numerical thing that we're doing to add value and scarcity to cards, it's really just variations most of the time and parallels of the same card. It doesn't represent, it's like, I don't want to say fake scarcity because it is a scarcity within that set, but it's just like this Venn diagram where it's just circles inside of circles until you get to a very small circle and then one person can own it. This card that we're looking at, because of the Logoman, the players involved, the autographs, it represents actual scarcity by human limitation, not scarcity by print run. And that is something that I think people see value in. I think more and more people are seeing value. The only issue is, and why I think there's a place for both of those types of scarcity, there's a place for both of those because me personally, Tyler, I can't purchase that Logoman. My card would bounce faster than a basketball full of helium. Like, I could not purchase that. But I can purchase a couple Black 101s of my favorite player. Like, I can purchase that because I can afford it, whereas I can't afford a dual Logoman of Kobe and MJ. And so it's like you're giving them scarcity, but for those really high-end, high-value collectors, they can bounce out and really have something sitting in a case or in their safe or on their wall or in their safety security box, hopefully, where they can say, I have something no other human owns. And not only is it the highest selling card of all time, it's two of the greatest players of all time with their Logoman and a 50th anniversary logo of the greatest year his team ever had with both of their autographs, even though one of them's passed away. It is a hugely scarce item, and it was just really cool to see. And honestly, selfishly, like, while I'm like, oh, the Wagner's cool and the Mantle's cool, like, I don't have a personal connection to those dudes. Like, I love MJ. Kobe, he's one of my top 5 favorite players that I collect. Those are two guys that I want to see on the top of this pyramid, showing off this whole sports card hobby. And I love it. And while, like, yes, I'll never own it, it's still really cool that's happening. And that's the thing. I'm going to say it again. We're seeing that value go up because it's a scarcity by human limitations, not a scarcity by print run. All right. So how does this shape the hobby? Now, how does this change or shape what we can view as how sports cards can be collected and the limitations? Because we think like, oh, there's this cap or this bubble's going to burst. And it just keeps getting higher. The ceiling keeps getting higher. Yes, our base cards have gone down. The Zion Williamson PSA 10s aren't going for $800. They're going for like 40. They're probably like around, are they 40? I know the BGS 95s are going for like 40, $50. Doesn't matter. Whenever we look at this ceiling of sports cards, it's that rising tide lifts all boats. Like, we're seeing this and it gets more media attention and more people follow. I saw that video clip of Mr. Wonderful talking about how he's looked at the numbers. Sports cards are legit. Like, he's like, this might be an actual long-term investment, not something that just like dorky dudes go into like a warehouse and like, Trey, you want to see my rookie card or Stephon Curry? Like, that's exactly how I sound. And that's exactly what I'm saying to people. But it's not the whole hobby where it's now becoming like ingrained in popular culture, like fanatics putting out commercials, having social media clips go viral where Kevin Durant is getting stuff thrown to him and autographs. That's at a card show with like a lip gloss of a sports festival. Like, that's what it is. And we're seeing it integrated into mainstream culture more and more. So how is this going to shape it? It's going to keep leveling everything up. It's like MJ in the 90s. Like, he's the greatest player in the world. And he shot mid-range. Like, nobody ever shot three-pointers. Like, it was like Reggie Miller was it, and nobody was like, Reggie Miller's the best because he shoots threes. And then Steph Curry said, hey, I'll see your mid-range, and I'll raise you a three-pointer. I'll increase this by 33% value. And he's hitting threes, and not just regular three-pointers from the corner or right in front of the line. Dude pulled up from half court and beat OKC. Like, dude's pulling up from mid-court, and, like, players are having to come out on him. And then what happens? Dame's shooting further back. Trey's shooting further back. Every player's coming up, and it expands what players are capable of and what they're willing to do. And I think we're going to see that in this card hobby. The next thing, like, another analogy would be like movies. We never thought Avatar would be big. It's like, made $1 billion in theaters. Guess what? Avengers beat it. Like, movies keep going past it because it's like, it's that whole thing of you see someone, we call it the mirrors theory. Like, you see someone else do it or someone else have that success, and now you know you could do it. Like, people said that nobody could run a mile in under 4 minutes. And then a dude did it. And then within like a year, I think 20 or 30 other people had done it. Like, or it might have been more than that. I'm literally making that number up. But I know that there was a huge number of people that did it within like a year or two after one person did it. Just because when this shows that there is a card sale that goes over, like we saw the mantle go over 10 mil. And then you see this one go over the mantle. Like, we're going to see another card come out that's going to go over it. And if you're on the YouTubes or the Spotify, in the comments, what card that exists now do you think it could surpass this? Is it, and again, all you need is two people with over $13 million to bid on this. Is it the Steph Curry Superfractor rookie if it comes out? Is it the LeBron James 101, which we know exists somewhere, but it's in a private collection? What is the card? Would that triple logo or the triple auto? I don't think that one would do it. The USA, LeBron, Steph, Durant, that would be sick, but I don't think that one would do it if it popped up. But what card could be created now or found that could surpass that? And we all know, like, I know you're screaming it at me right now in your car if you're listening to the pod. You're like, the 52 mantle is a $30 to $40 million card minimum. Yeah, I know. Correct. But when's that thing going to be sold? Like, it sounds to me, if they ain't sold it by now, one, they don't need the money. And two, they're just going to, whoever owns it's going to pass away. And then what we really need to ask is, what children of somebody who owns one of the 3 PSA 10 52 mantles is like the worst at they're handling their finances, because that's going to be the first one that gets sold, and that will, I mean, it'll go over. Tyler's prediction, and you guys can correct me, it will literally beat this record by minimum 3 times. It will go for over $40 million if a PSA 10 mantle went up for auction. I truly believe that. And I'm trying to open my own auction house right now so that I can be that auction house. I'm just kidding. But like, that's crazy. Also, I want to point out this. First off, congrats to PSA. I'm so happy for you guys. Y'all, you got a card in the top 5. How good. SGC was holding everything down, and now you finally got one in there. So congrats, PSA. PSA is king. Yeah, they are now. We'll see. We got the next 4 SGC. So throwing that out there, all you PSA fans. I just want to point this out, by the way, and this is what I say to people, because I do a lot of trainings on Google, and whenever I talk about how much I love Google, the Microsoft fanboys like get up in my face. More business use Microsoft. No, not anymore. Not anymore. They're all ran by boomers, and that's the only reason they still use Microsoft, because they can't use the internet, okay? Nobody likes it compared to Google. Like, I love Microsoft. They're great. They've done a lot of good things for us, but they ain't better than Google. IMO, in my correct opinion. IMCO. So don't come my comment, PSA Tyler, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? They don't, like, PSA don't care about you, bro. Like, chill. Like, they're not going out and be like, oh, Jimmy said something nice about us in Tyler's comments. Yeah, go Jimmy. They don't care. They go upcharge you for your comment. All right, so get off me about that. Sorry, I'm just getting hyped. The PSA 6, that card that sold, the Jordan, the Kobe, that was a PSA 6. Again, scarcity by human limitation. They didn't care it went to 10. They wouldn't have cared if it was a PSA 3. Like, you could have broken it in half, put it in there, it's still going to cost 10 mil. Like, it's about the card, not the grade. And so when you have mass production, I love that we have grading, because it does show value. Like a 89 King Griffey Jr. Upper Deck. Like, it's like one of, I think, the most graded card in history, isn't it? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But it's the most graded baseball card for sure in history. Like, the price difference between a PSA 9 and a 10 is like $2,000 to $3,000. It goes from like a $50 card to like a $2,000 to $3,000 card, from a 9 to a 10. For a super like wide print run card set, I think the grade really matters. But whenever you've got, it's like out of 10, like a Steph Curry Gold out of 10, there will be a difference, but it's just the scarcity of it. Like, and then like even like old, like Jackie, I got a Jackie rookie up here. It's a SGC 1. Difference between a 1 and a SGC 7 is tens or hundreds, I think it's might be hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, okay? Like, it's a huge difference whenever it's all the same. But the fact that only one of these exists, that means something. I think it puts this sale in a category of like those art pieces, and it's not just a card anymore. It's a canvas with cultural significance. It's not just a piece of cardboard. It's a canvas with cultural significance. And so I think right now this is just a clear sign. It was the clearest sign we've seen in a while that this is no longer just an asset class. It's entering the art market. This is art. These cards are art, and the scarcity and the meaning and nostalgia behind whatever the specifics of that card are is going to matter. It's going to matter going forward. All right, so real quick, in case you didn't know, I should make this its own episode, but whatever. I started screen. It's 23 minutes in. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Like, subscribe, or block me. These are the 5, in case you didn't know, these are the top 5 highest sold cards. Let me, if you're on the YouTube, I'm going to scroll over. Scroll myself over so that I can put them on the screen. Number 1 at $12.93 million hairs is the 2007 Upper Deck Exquisite. Got the Kobe Jordan dual Logoman auto. Best of everything, okay? Second, we already talked about it, is the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle SGC 9.5. Went for $12.6 million. Number 3, we got the 1909 T206, Honus Wagner. I still don't know. I hear it all the time. Just my brain. Does anybody else have something where like your brain like literally just resets every time you hear it correctly? And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, Tyler, my brain does that every time I try to spell the word apparently. The word changes. I don't think it's a real word. I think they change every other week. An SGC 2 of the Wagner sold for $7.25 million. You got almost like that's over a $5 million difference between second and third place. Then we had, this one was like a year or two ago, the 1914 Baltimore News Babe Ruth SGC 3 sold for $7.2 million, and at 5th place is the 1909, another Wagner, T206 Wagner, sold, it was an SGC 3, so like a better grade than the other one, but I guess it sold more recently, sold for $6.6 million. So in case you need that recap, people are talking about this all week. You can hear those top 5. And by the way, I would like to point out 80% of those are graded by SGC. So shout out SGC, even though you're not listening to me and they don't owe me nothing and they don't like me. Actually, I don't know if they like me. I was rude. I think they like me, but yeah, I just literally did the thing I joked about with PSA. I just prefer SGC. And I think it's fine if you prefer PSA. I just showed you two of my favorite cards. They're PSA slabs. I got 2 orders with PSA right now. Sorry for getting so hot and bothered earlier. I do love SGC, but I'm not going to like besmirch anyone for preferring a different grading company. I think you can like whichever one you want. And I have my preference. I get a little hot and bothered whenever somebody says something rude about mine, the one I like. Don't talk about mine, girl. I won't talk about yours. Boom. That's fair. Hey, roasted. All right, that's it. I'm sorry. I've just kind of devolved into nothing on this one. So thank you guys so much for listening or watching. If you would, rate this. That always helps. But if not, if you don't have time, totally cool. Don't do it. Rate it 5 stars and say something nice. It'll make me feel good. And I hope I made you feel good in me talking about a very expensive card that I couldn't own, but you could someday. I believe in you. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. Y'all be good, stay sweet, and never stop collecting. Sports cards are dope, and so are you. Later.